Hi everyone. Today we will talk about LCM and GCF. So we know LCM stands for least common multiple. GCF stands for greatest common factor. So if we're given two numbers 10 and 12 and we're asked to find the LCM and GCF, okay, so what could be the LCM? What could be the greatest common factor? Okay, so let's discuss one at a time, okay? Let's talk about a greatest common factor first. So this represents the greatest, okay, common factor. So let's say we're asked to find the GCF between 10 and 12. Okay, let's talk about the factors of 10 first. So the factors of 10 are the numbers when you multiply together give us 10. So that's 1 and 10, and then 2 and 5. Okay, while for number 12, the factors are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. So these are the factors respectively for those two numbers 10 and 12. Now, let's look at the common factors between the groups, okay? So what are the common factors between the factors of 10 and factors of 12? So we see that 1 is common. So 1 is a common factor between 10 and 12. What else is common? Okay, 2 is also common. 2 is a common factor. What else is common between these groups? Okay, 5 is not, 10 is not common. 3, 4, 6, and 12 are not common factors. So only 1 and 2 are the common factors of 10 and 12. Now between this 1 and 2, which one is the greatest common factor? So that's the 2. Now, so remember that 10 and 12. Usually when you're asked to reduce, okay, reduce the fraction 10 and 12, we use that greatest common factor, okay, to reduce this 10 over 12. So let's like what number can divide 10 and 12? And usually the best number to use to divide this 10 and 12 is the greatest common factor. In this case, it's 2. So we use it when we reduce fraction to its lowest form. So 5 over 6. Okay. Again, let's say you have to reduce 12 over 16. So what is the greatest common factor between 12 and 16? Now, 2 is a common factor. 4 is also a common factor between 12 and 16. Okay. And 4 is the greatest common factor. So it's best to use the 4. That's 3 over 4. Okay. So that's the reduced form of this fraction. Now, what about LCM? Now, for LCM, it's least common multiple. Okay, so least, it's the opposite of greatest common multiple. So what is this multiple here? So if we say find the multiples of 2, okay? So what are the multiples of 2? Okay, think about these multiples as the multiplication table 2. Right? So in the multiplication table 2, we have 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. In other words, you just skip count by 2. 2, 4, 6, 2 times 3, 8, 2 times 4, 2 times 5 is 10, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. So the multiples are not gonna stop. Okay, so it's just continuously increasing in this case. So multiples are infinite. So we have infinitely number multiples of say 2. So what are the multiples of say 3? The multiples of 3 are 3, keep count by 3, or use the multiplication table 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so on. Okay, so let's see, find the multiples. So they find the LCM of 6 and 4. So let's look at the multiples of 6 first. We've got the 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so on. What about the multiples of 4? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. Okay, so what are the common multiples? Common multiples. You see 6 is not a common multiple, 4 is not. I see 12 as one common multiple. Now, the next number of after 20 is 24. So I see 24 is also one common multiple, and there are some more common multiples between this group. But what is the least, the smallest common multiple? So you can see 12 is the least common multiple between 6 and 4. Now, where do you usually use LCM concept? Okay, let's say you're adding 1 6 plus 1 4. Okay? In addition of fractions, the first step typically is to find the LCD. Okay? But this LCD is actually using the concept of LCM. So the LCM between 6 and 4 is 12. Okay, so the LCM between 6 and 4 is 12. Now LCD means least common denominator. Now this 12 is the LCM, but since we're using it as a denominator, we're gonna call him now least common denominator. So in other words, LCM is the same concept as LCD. It's just the D and M that looks different, but actually they're the same concept. Okay, so we can do it this way, like 12 divided by 6 is 2, and then 2 times 1, you got this 2 here. Then 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, and now, since we have the same denominator, that's our least common denominator, or least common multiple, we can now add the top. Okay, so 5 over 12. So LCM and LCD are just the same concept. Okay, hope that helped. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time.